Hello students, now we are going to learn the second part of the lesson, molecular genetics. In the previous class we have learned about genes as a functional unit of inheritance, identification of the genetic material, chemistry of the nucleic acid, properties of the genetic material, packaging of DNA helix and DNA replication. Now we are going to learn about transcription. Transcription. Francis Crick was very much certain to propose the central dogma in the molecular biology. This states that the genetic information flows from DNA to RNA by transcription and from RNA to proteins by translation. What is transcription? The process of copying genetic information from one strand of the DNA into RNA is termed as transcription. And this takes place in the presence of the DNA dependent RNA polymerase enzyme. In some retroviruses that contains RNA as a genetic material, the virus that contain RNA as genetic material are called retroviruses. Example is HIV. The flow of information is reversed in this retroviruses. That is, RNA synthesizes the DNA by reverse transcription. Then this DNA is transcribed into mRNA by transcription and then into proteins by translation. For a cell to operate, the cell is alive, and if it operates, its genes must be expressed. This means that the cell product, that is proteins or RNA molecules, must be made. The RNA that carries the genetic information encoded from the genes to form a protein is known as messenger RNA. For a gene to be transcribed, the DNA, which is the double helix, must be pulled apart temporarily and the RNA is synthesized by the RNA polymerase. This enzyme binds to the DNA at the start of a gene and opens the double helix. Finally, the RNA molecule will be synthesized. The nucleotide sequence in the RNA is complementary to the DNA template strand from which it is synthesized. Both the strands of DNA are not copied during transcription. Why? For two reasons they are not copied. Both the strands are not copied. The first reason is that if both the strands act as a template, they would code for the RNA with different sequences, and this in turn would code for different amino acid sequences that results in the two different proteins. Hence, it will complicate the genetic information transfer machinery. The second reason is that if two RNA molecules were produced simultaneously, these two RNA molecules will be complementary to each other and they would combine to form the double-stranded RNA, and this will prevent the RNA from being translated into proteins. What are the functional units of DNA? First one is recon. Recon has come from the word recombination. It is the smallest unit of DNA that is capable of undergoing crossing over and recombination. What is Newton? Newton is the smallest unit of DNA which can undergo mutation. What is cistron? Cistron is a unit of function. Cistron is the gene in real sense that is capable of synthesizing a polypeptide chain of an enzyme. And complan, it is a unit of complementation. A transcriptional unit and gene. A transcriptional unit in DNA is defined by three regions. They are a promoter, a structural gene and a terminator. The promoter is located at the 5' end and it is the DNA sequence that provides the binding site for the RNA polymerase. The presence of the promoter in the transcription unit defines the template and the coding strand. The terminator region is located towards the 3' end of the coding strand. This contains a DNA sequence that causes the RNA polymerase to stop the transcription. In eukaryotes, the promoter has AT-rich region, that is adenine and thymine-rich region. It is called as starter box or Goldberg-Hagens box. And in prokaryotes, this region is called as Pribnow box. Besides this promoter, the eukaryotes also require an enhancer. The two strands of the DNA in the structural gene of the transcription unit have opposite polarity. That is, one will run from 5' to 3' and another one from 3' to 5'. And DNA dependent RNA polymerase catalyzes the polymerization in only one direction. The strand that has the polarity 3', 5' act as the template. So this is the template strand. And the other strand which has the polarity 5' 3' act as the coding strand. This has the sequence same as the RNA, except instead of thymine it will have the uracil and is displaced during transcription. The structural gene may be monocistronic in eukaryotes and polycistronic in prokaryotes. What do you mean by monocistronic? So each mRNA carries only single gene and encode the information for producing only a single protein. Then it is monocistronic. This type is seen in the eukaryotes. Whereas the prokaryotic mRNA is polycistronic. So this will have a cluster of related genes known as operon, often found next to each other on the chromosome and are transcribed together to give a single mRNA, and hence they are polycistronic. Before starting the transcription, the RNA polymerase will bind to the promoter. This is the recognition sequence in front of the gene. In the bacterial or the prokaryotic cell, the RNA polymerase consists of two components. They are core enzyme and sigma subunit. The core enzyme has beta 1, beta and alpha. They are responsible for the RNA synthesis, whereas the sigma subunit is responsible for the recognition of the promoter. Promoter sequence vary in different organisms. So the transcription is initiated by the RNA polymerase, which opens the DNA to form the transcription bubble. The core enzymes moves ahead manufacturing the RNA, leaving the sigma subunits in the promoter region itself. And the end of the gene is marked by the terminator sequence, and that forms a hairpin structure in the RNA. The subclass of the terminators require a recognition protein that is called Rho protein to function. As the polymerase transcribes away from the promoter, the Rho factor binds to the RNA. This is the Rho factor. And it follows the polymerase enzyme. When the polymerase reaches some sort of a pass site, the Rho factor catches up the polymerase and unbinds the RNA DNA hybrid, resulting in the release of the polymerase. This is the polymerase and this is the Rho factor. Process of transcription. In prokaryotes, there are three main types of RNAs. They are mRNA, tRNA and rRNA. And all these three types of RNAs are needed for the protein synthesis in a cell. The mRNA provides a template while the tRNA brings the amino acid and reads the genetic code of the mRNA. And rRNA plays the structural as well as the catalytic role during the translation. So there is a single DNA dependent RNA polymerase that catalyzes the transcription of all the RNAs, and it binds to the promoter and initiates a transcription that is called as initiation. The polymerase binding site in the DNA is called as promoter. It uses the nucleoside triphosphate as the substrate and polymerases in a template dependent fashion following the rule of the complementarity. After this initiation, the polymerase enzyme continues to elongate the RNA, adding one nucleotide after another to the growing RNA chain. Only a short stretch of RNA will remain bound to the enzyme, When the polymerase reaches the terminator at the end of the gene, nascent RNA and the RNA polymerase will fall off. The question is that how RNA polymerase is able to catalyze all the three steps of the transcription, that is initiation, elongation and termination. The RNA polymerase is only capable of catalyzing the process of elongation. The RNA polymerase associate transiently, alternately with the initiation factor, that is sigma factor, and as well as the terminator factor, that is rho factor, to initiate and terminate the transcription respectively. The association of the RNA with this factor will instruct the RNA polymerase either to initiate or to terminate the process of transcription. In bacteria, since mRNA does not require any processing to become active, and also since transcription and translation takes place simultaneously in the same compartment, because in the bacteria there is no separation of the cytoplasm and the nucleus by the nuclear membrane, and many times the translation can begin much before the mRNA is fully transcribed, and this is because of the genetic material is not separated from the cell organelles by the nuclear membrane. Transcription and translation can be coupled or take place together in bacteria. In eukaryotes, there are at least 3 RNA polymerases present in the nucleus in addition to the RNA polymerase found in the other organelles. There is a clear division of labor present in the eukaryotic cell. The RNA polymerase 1 will transcribe the rRNAs, that is 28S, 18S and 5.8S, whereas the RNA polymerase 3 is responsible for the transcription of the tRNA, that is 5S rRNA and snRNA. The RNA polymerase II transcribes the precursor of mRNA, that is hnRNA. So hnRNA, or the heterogeneous nuclear RNA, is the precursor of mRNA. In eukaryotic cell, the monocystronic structural genes have interrupted coding sequences known as exons, and the non-coding sequence which is called as intron. So exons are called as expressed sequences and introns are called as intervening sequences, and these introns are removed by a process called splicing. The hnRNA, that is heterogeneous nuclear RNA, will undergo additional processing which is called as capping and tailing. In capping, an unusual nucleotide, that is methyl guanosine triphosphate, is added at the 5' end, whereas adenylate residue is added at the 3' end. So after tailing and capping, the hnRNA is converted into mRNA and it is transported out of the nucleus for translation. So a split gene feature of eukaryotic gene is almost entirely absent in the case of prokaryotes. There is no splicing in the case of prokaryotes because originally the exons may have coded for the single polypeptide chain with specific function. Since exon arrangement and intron removal are flexible, the exon coding for this polypeptide subunit may combine in various ways to form the new genes. The single gene can produce different functional protein by arranging their exons in several ways through alternate splicing pattern. And this mechanism play a very important role in generating both protein and functional diversity in the animals. There are two questions that arise in our mind, that is, when would have this intron come into this eukaryotic gene, whether it is before or after the evolution of eukaryotes. If the introns arose lately, that is after the evolution of eukaryotic gene, how did they enter the eukaryotic gene? Introns are the mobile DNA sequence that can splice themselves out of a particular gene, as well as they can get into the particular gene at specific site, acting like a mobile transposon like element. So you would have come across this term transposons. Transposons are nothing but the mobile gene. This is what is called horizontal gene transfer. This horizontal gene transfer occur between the lineages of the prokaryotic cells, or from the prokaryotic to the eukaryotic cells, or in between the eukaryotic cells. Now this HGT is considered to play a major role in the evolution of life on Earth. Now we shall learn about genetic code. We know that DNA is a genetic material that carries the genetic information from one generation to another. At this stage, An attempt is made to determine in what manner this genetic information exists in the DNA molecule, whether it is written in the coded language on the DNA molecule. If they occur in the coded language, then what is the nature of the genetic code? Translation of protein follows the triplet rule. A triplet is a sequence of 3 nucleotides. A sequence of 3 mRNA base is called as codon, and this designates one of the 20 different amino acids used in the protein synthesis. There are nearly 20 amino acids. They are classified into essential and non-essential amino acid. There are 9 essential amino acid and 11 non-essential amino acid. This codon will encode for one of these amino acids which is used for the protein synthesis. The genetic code is a sequence relationship between the nucleotide in the genes or mRNA and the amino acid in the protein they encode. So it is the relationship between the genes and the amino acid they encode for the protein synthesis. And each tRNA has a different anticodon which will be the complementary basis of this triplet gene. Secondly, the sparing is highly specific for first two portions on the codons, permitting Watson and Crick base pair. Adenine will always pair with uracil and guanine will always pair with the cytosine. But at the third position, there is a great deal of flexibility. Most of the genetic code is universal. They are universal for both. They are same for the prokaryotes as well as the eukaryotes. Based on the order of the base pair along the DNA molecule, the amino acid order will be followed for the protein synthesis of an organism. The specific order of the base pair is called as the genetic code. This specific order of the base pair will determine the order of the amino acid, and that will determine the kind of protein to be synthesized for the organism, which will make this organism unique. Marshall Nirenberg and Severo Ochoa found the enzyme called polynucleotide phosphorylase, which is called as Ochoa's enzyme. Hargobin Corona and Francis Crick and many others have contributed significantly to understand this genetic code. The order in which the bases are arranged in the mRNA decides the order in which the amino acids are arranged in the protein. And finally, the checkerboard for the genetic code was prepared. This is the checkerboard. What are the salient features of genetic code? The genetic code is a triplet. 61 codons will code for the amino acids and 3 codons will not code for any amino acid, and they will function as the stop codons, that is terminating codons. This genetic code is universal. It is similar for all the organisms, both eukaryotes as well as prokaryotes. It means that all the living systems use the nucleic acid and the same 3 basic codons, that is triplet codons, direct the synthesis of the protein from the amino acid. For example, the mRNA triplet UUU codes for the phenylalanine in all the cells of the organism. Some exceptions are reported in prokaryotes, mitochondrial and chloroplast genomes. However, similarities are more common than the differences. A non-overlapping codon means that same letter is not used for two different codons. GUU and GUC are two different codons. So genetic codons will not be having comma, it is comma-less. That means that message would be read from one end of the gene to the other end. That there is no punctuation. So punctuation is not needed between two codons. A degenerate code means that more than one triplet codon could code for a specific amino acid. For example, codons like GUU, GUC, GUA and GUG code for only valine. Non-ambiguous code means that one codon will code for one amino acid. The code is always read in a fixed direction, that is from 5' to 3' direction, called as polarity for the reading of the codons. And AUG has dual function. It acts as the initiator codon as well as it also codes for the amino acid called methionine. UAA, UAG, tyrosine and GA tryptophan codons are designated as stop codons and also known as nonsense codons. Mutation and genetic code. What is mutation? A sudden change in the gene is called as mutation. Comparative study and the corresponding alteration on the amino acid sequence of specific protein have confirmed the validity of the genetic code. Relationship between the genes and the DNA are best understood by the mutation studies. The simplest type of mutation at the molecular level is a change in the nucleotide that substitute one base for another. So such changes are known as substitution. So one base pair is substituted for another base pair, and this is what is called a substitution mutation. It occurs spontaneously due to the action of the mutagens. A well-studied sickle cell anemia in human beings is an example for point mutation. A hemoglobin molecule consists of 4 polypeptide chains of two types, 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains, and each chain has a heme group on its surface. The heme groups are involved in the binding of the oxygen. The human blood disease, sickle cell anemia, is due to the abnormal hemoglobin. This abnormality is due to the single base substitution at the 6th codon of the beta globin gene from GAG to GTG. In beta chain of hemoglobin, this results in the change of the amino acid from glutamic acid to valine. This is a classical example for point mutation that results in the change of the amino acid residue glutamic acid to valine. A mutant hemoglobin undergo polymerization under the oxygen tension, causing the change in the shape of the RBC from biconcave to the sickle shaped structure. The effect of the point mutation can be understood by the following example. For example, this is the order of the nitrogenous bases in the gene A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. If we insert a letter O between this D, E, F and G, H, I, the arrangement would be D, E, F, O, G, H, I, J, K, L. So if we insert two O's at the same place, then the arrangement would be D, E, F, O, O, G, H, I, J and K, L. This above information shows that the insertion or the deletion of one or two bases changes the reading frame from the point of insertion and deletion. Such mutations are referred to as frame shift insertion and deletion mutation, and this forms the genetic basis of proof that codon is a triplet and it is read in a continuous manner.